Good morning. So, yesterday was a good DoorDash day. Yesterday was Sunday, which was the last day of the pay period. So, I made close to 100. I think it was close to $130 yesterday. So, I reached my goal. I reached 600 for the week. So, that's good for here. I only do one app. There's other delivery people that use multiple apps like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and they can manage all of them all at once. But I used to a little bit when I first started, but it's just, I can handle it, but it's just too crazy. So, I don't know, I just don't do it that way. My last trip was to Ashland, so I'm waking up in Ashland again. And this time, I think I'm going to go check out a different park that's nearby. I'm just waking up, having my coffee, Found a different spot in Ashland. Not bad. In the shade, so I'm not burning up yet. It says it's 77 degrees, but it's definitely going to get hot today. I don't know, I don't remember what the temperature said, what it was going to get, but yesterday it was 106. It got 107 on my car, so it was pretty hot. So we'll see what happens today. Monday, I'm going to go check out this park and maybe break out my camera and take some pictures and stuff. Or at least that's just what I'm going to do for right now. So I'll update you in a minute. Bye. Alright, we're going to go for our walk. So let's see, the park goes this way. This is part of the bike path, but it's part of the borderline of the park too. The park is shaped like a triangle, but it's kind of cool. This park has baseball diamonds, and look, there's a little practice pitching cage in here. See? That's pretty cool that they have that here. But this park also has tennis courts and a seasonal pool, and of course a pretty cool playground. Tree limb that fell down on the fence. That must have happened recently. It's quiet. Probably could have been a street that I could park sometimes here late at night. Ashland is less restrictive of car camping. They tend to leave you alone as long as you don't make a mess or be a nuisance. And I don't try to do. I try not to be any of those. I try to respect things. Pretty cool playground, nice and clean. I miss my kid. She lives in Hawaii. I can't get to her. She's been gone for a little over 3 years. When I lost my apartment because the sellers wanted to sell and forced me and my daughter out. She was 17. She was almost out of high school. So I made her go live with my mom in Grants Pass. And my DoorDash job, which I rely on at the moment, I have been, wasn't very good in Grants Pass yet. And family, we don't always get along. So I didn't stay. I stayed in Medford and chose to live in the car. That's where it began. Let's see, we need to go across. I think this is part of the park too. Anyway, let's see where I left off. So she stayed with my mom, and I tried to see her whenever I could when I would happen to be in the area. Like always, when I happen to be in the area. Oh, this is Walker School, Walker Elementary School. All right, we will walk around it. I tried to attempt to see her, and I texted her like we always do. Hey, I'm in the area. And she texts back, she says, I'm not home. So I thought she was in town with my mom running errands. So I didn't think of anything about it. And I couldn't stay. So I went back to Medford, and then about a week later, I was able to come back to Grants Pass, and I texted her, and this time she says, I'm not home. And I said, well, where are you? And then she laughs, and then she says she's in Hawaii. My kid went, and she said she was only there temporary, and ended up being over 3 years. Granted, she's in a good spot, and it was like life put her in a perfect spot where she's going to college. She had her first job. I was really proud of her, but the only thing, I couldn't touch her. So I'm proud of my kid. She's very independent. She's just like me in that sense. I never got in her way. Let her do what she wants. She was a good kid. She never got into drugs. Not a troublemaker. She was my computer nerd, which I love that term. That's not even an insult. How smart she is. And she came from me. So, well, anyway, the playground. Seeing the playground obviously brings back memories of. I was always with her. After I was a single parent, and I was a self-employed person. I was a graphic designer, and I lost her dad when she was 6 months old. So I relied on his Social Security to help support us while I try to find a more stable career, job, whatever I was meant to be on this earth. I was a graphic designer for self-employed for a good 20 years, but I was busy. But the thing is there's a lot of people who wanted fabulous art for really cheap, and you just can't make a living because people just don't appreciate quality work. They want to save money, which is obviously that's an important thing. I try to save money too, but when you save, you're robbing someone else, of what it could have been. We're all supporting each other, but people would rather screw you and save them and laugh about it later. So I ended up stopped being a graphic designer because of that. I just felt it was just never going to be better. So I jumped into being a real estate agent because I had a little bit of a calling. I needed to test how we battled some mental issues, thinking that I wasn't smart enough. And surprisingly, I was very smart, and I passed I bought my course. It took only 4 months for me to go through the course. It takes 150 hours. And I passed the written test, the final exam, one time. And then I became a real estate agent. And I did that. I enjoyed it. And I sold 24 properties. I did within this first 6 months, I got my first sale, and then I had 7 after that. Let's take a better look at that. That just caught my eye. I didn't videotape. It's a bunch of locks. Painted. They're all locked. No keys, I guess. Oh, there's one key. There's another key. Kind of cool. That's what I like Ashland. They come across stuff like that. But then I get hooked up in these damn relationships with bad people, and they get in the way. And when you feel like you're surviving, you give up on it, and that's where I became a DoorDasher. I actually started out as an Uber driver, and then I added DoorDash, and that's where I began being a DoorDasher. But I stayed with the real estate. I just had to pause it. See, my total years is 7. But I keep repeating getting into bad relationships. They're always in disguise. 6 months later, they're showing their true colors, and then it completely wastes my time, and then it ruins. I think we're outside of the park now, but either way, it ruins my path. It's a setback. I've had too many setbacks. I let the setbacks set me back. This is why I choose living in my car. No more setbacks. Oh, there's the park where I parked So I just completely went all the way around the park. It's a good little walk. I'm sweating. Oh, we got some pretty flowers over here. Let's check them out. See, I like seeing pretty. My car is over there. I'm not quite done walking. So the path kind of went a different way over here, so we'll go that way so we can see more of the park. See, it's a creative way to get my steps in, extra steps in, and is videotaping my walks, capturing pretty pictures along the way, scenery. Here's one of the tennis courts. The other ones are on the other side. I think they're on the other side of this wall. Some pretty flowers. Here's the other set of tennis courts or pickleball. And here's the restrooms that I've already used. See, it's a good reason to choose parks to hang out at because they're peaceful, clean in most areas. I don't really hang out in sketchy type parks and areas. Try to stay in parks like this is clean. Alright, if I'm huffing and puffing, but I'm not. Kind of cool. I gotta be careful about walking across grass. I hurt myself back in October when I didn't see a gopher hole. I was trying to run to the bathroom or get to the bathroom, and I didn't see, it was the hole, my toe caught the lip of the gopher hole, which was covered in grass. So it only took a second for me to hit the ground, and then I still had to use the restroom. So I had to get up. It took me really, nobody came out from their cars to help me to make sure I was okay. I had to walk the remaining of the way to the restroom so I didn't mess my pants. I'm surprised I didn't because it hurt. And then I had to walk all the way to the car. Yeah, I learned later that I cracked my ankle. It was like around the noonish before I would DoorDash. And yeah, I had to drive myself to the emergency room, and I had to call into the emergency room and say, hey, I'm out here, I can't walk, need someone to bring me a wheelchair. And I learned that I cracked my ankle But the doctor never showed me my x-ray. I think I did a little more than just cracking my ankle. I think I crushed the joint, the ligaments, because so they put me in a soft cast and wrapped me up, and then it took me time to heal, but I missed out on work. So, but later that day, I couldn't DoorDash. I went to a pool tournament because I could kind of get up still. I can kind of get up and walk a little, but it hurt. I had crutches. So I had nowhere else to go. So I just went and hung out where I normally played the tournament. And so I managed to win the tournament. I went undefeated. I mind over matter. Talk about, and not. So, I've had to deal with a lot of setbacks. So I guess I'm going to finish this video right here. I finished my walk for the day. I'm supposed to meet up with people later today. I'm trying to sell the remaining stuff out of my storage unit so I can get rid of it. I really like to get rid of my storage unit by the end of the month, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. I'm going to have to pay one more month, and I don't want to. I also have to change, my car needs the maintenance happen this week, so that's extra money. And life sucks. Life is too expensive, I'm telling you. So if you like my videos, you like listening to me talk, I like hearing my little rambles, subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay connected. You can talk to me through comments. I won't respond to anybody who's being negative. But if you want to be happy and supportive, say hi. Have a nice day, okay? Bye.